This week, Brandon and Tony go camping in Wisconsin. This is episode 63 of the Malting Hour.
What's the hats on the hops? Got yeast, that's bees. This the Malting Hour where we talk about our drink and tell you what we think every other week. And if we get drunk, well, we might slur our speech. Got the gift of gab, the friends you wish you had. Join us for a drink, join us for a laugh. Time is never wasted, where you getting wasted. The Malting Hour here, people take your places. People take your places. People take your home.
Right, back at it.
In 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome to the Malting Hour. I'm one of your hosts, Tony Golick, joined always with
Brandon Winninger.
We're in the woods.
Literally. And on an island.
Yeah, we're doing a camping episode. Like, you know, this is a new experience for us, so there'll be background sound. There might be some wind.
Some cars driving by.
Yeah, exactly. I think we got a car. Nope, they're going the other way. Anyways, hey Brandon, what's up, man?
Not much, man. How are you? How have you been enjoying your camping experience?
I've been enjoying it greatly, except for a little bit of noise last night. But other than that, it's been fun. I am not a cowboy, so sleeping on the hard ground in a sleeping bag in a tent is not ideal for me. I slept for about 5 hours, and then I was like, I can't do this anymore, and slept in your car.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you.
I might do it tonight. I'm going to try and sleep in the tent again. And
you got the hammock. You got the hammock. Remember the hammock.
Sure, there is the hammock. But yeah, man.
Just envelop yourself into the hammock.
Actually, I guess that would be pretty comfortable.
I mean, it is super comfortable.
Maybe I'll try.
I'm the only one that's gone into it, I think, at this point.
That's true.
So.
I'll give it a try today. But this is really the full first day of our trip because we came up yesterday and now we're hanging out here. We did some venturing out. We're Washington Island. I know I can see the bee. We got a bee and fly problem over here that, as Brandon has noted, is driving me nuts. So if you hear some buzzing, you'll know what it is. But we did some venturing out today here in Washington Island in Wisconsin.
What did we do, Tony?
What's the name of it? We went to Nelson's Hall, the original
Nelson's
and the only Bitters pub and restaurant, an island tradition since 1899.
Correct.
I'm officially a member of the Bitters Club, and if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you saw the post that we did do that. We also sampled some beers from
Door County Brewing.
We had their you had the Polka King Porter. And also, we did the Pallet Jacks, I believe, as a session IPA, which I absolutely loved and adored. It was very, very good. And I wish it was... I sought out that beer because I saw someone on Facebook had posted it. And working in a warehouse as my real job, seeing a guy on a pallet jack, riding the pallet jack, brings back many memories from back in the day, not my current job.
Memories.
Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to try that beer, and I was happy to see that that's where I was at, and that's what I got to try. It was very good. Did not disappoint. But as we are here in Wisconsin, and it's the first day of football when we were recording this, we were surrounded by Packer fans.
We were. And as we were leaving, we just saw an onslaught of people going into that bar. So
more and more.
We didn't leave because there was Packer fans.
No.
That, by all means, I'm happy to hang out with other football fans. But we decided, hey, let's go back to the campground. And our plan originally, I think, was to cook lunch. We got here, and it's super quiet.
Yeah,
so we were like, this is a good time to record an episode.
Yeah, we're doing this on a Sunday, and there's no one around.
Yeah, and we've got a couple of beers we wanted to drink, so...
Yeah, well, speaking of which, Brandon, why don't you reach into the cooler of fun there and grab something. We decided that, maybe we were going to buy some beer. We did buy some beer on the way up here, but that was more just for us camping and drinking. And maybe one of them will appear on here. But we also decided that, we had a bunch of random beers lying around as well.
We could have had this is called Breakfast with Hayden. We could have had that.
Ooh.
For breakfast.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, so Brandon this morning we had, I saw this, I'm not a TikTok person, but my wife is, and she'll send me some stuff, and so finally I got the app, and it's mainly just the tasty recipes, but in TikTok form. That's what I follow on there. I just follow all food stuff. And we did this recipe where you take breakfast sausage patties, cook them, then dip them in pancake batter and throw them back. We'd use cast iron skillet, which got real hot. And that's what we had for breakfast. We also had Maplewood's pancakes from their pastry case beer series. So, we had sausage pancakes and regular pancakes with a pancake beer. And now Brandon has brought out a beer that looks like he is... you just got... When did you get this? How long ago?
I think at the beginning of the summer, one of my coworkers sent this beer to me.
Yeah, this
from
is...
Block 15.
Yeah, it's called Super Nebula Breakfast with Hayden. Bourbon barrel... let's see. Bourbon... It does a... What is it? Matured? Yeah, I guess so. Bourbon barrel matured imperial stout with cocoa nibs, maple, and coffee
I get
beans.
a bottle opener.
Yeah, this is it's a 1 pint bottle, 500 milliliters, 13.25% alcohol. And since we're not going anywhere else and this is it, well, what better time to drink such a big beer? For those of you who don't know, Washington Island is in Door County, Wisconsin. It's very far north. It is an actual island. We had to take a ferry here, which is super cool. I was pretty excited about that, except for the fact that sometimes I do get a little seasick if I don't see the water on a big boat like that.
You did all right. You did all right.
Thanks, man. I felt pretty good. All right, pour a little bit in here. Ooh, that is
Thick.
like oil. Holy moly.
And we're doing camping style. We're drinking it out of red solo cups.
We don't have any fancy glassware for us with this. This is, man, that feels like more than what I know the bottle is not huge, but holy cow, I feel like we're pouring a lot of beer here. There you go. You just take the rest of that one there. All right, well, let's get into this. This is Block 15. Congratulations, Block 15. By the time when we recorded this, the day before, they had won a medal for Great American Beer Fest. I believe it was for we got a car coming by. Actually, it's a golf cart coming by, so bear with us. They won I think it's for an alt beer, is what they won, a maybe bronze or silver for.
They won a medal.
Yeah, they won a medal. Congratulations to them. So, it's pretty nice that we're going to drink one of their beers. Golf cart driving by. Play it cool. Play it cool. Play it cool. All right, let's get into this beer.
Smells good. Smells delicious.
Smells like Hershey's syrup.
Yeah. Yes. I was trying to figure it out.
Oh my God.
Tastes like Hershey's syrup. A little bit.
This tastes really, really good. This tastes awesome. So it says, each year we mature a Super Nebula, an imperial version of our Nebula Stout in unique bourbon barrels, followed by conditioning on cocoa nibs, selected to complement that year's blend. Breakfast with Hayden. This special variation of Super Nebula was matured in Basil Hayden bourbon barrels and conditioned on direct trade wild heirloom cocoa nibs, maple, and freshly roasted flame-on coffee beans. Our collaboration roast with Bespoken Coffee Roasters. This is bottled in January of 2021. This beer will evolve with age, and boy, I can't imagine what this tasted like fresh because, oh man, swirling around in the solo cup, look how it's coating.
Yeah.
I mean, it's leaving like very dark, rich streaks down the side of the cup.
Yeah, and my initial reaction was like, it does taste like Hershey syrup, but like I'm getting the maple as like we're drinking. So this has been sitting in the cooler for 2 days.
Since yesterday
we didn't let it
7.
We didn't let it warm up at all, but like even that, dude, it's
really good. This is the bitterness from the coffee and the chocolatiness of the cocoa nibs, the slight hint of maple. It's not a very sweet beer. It's more roasty and bitter. Not something that has become common when you have some of these big adjunct stouts. This is delicious.
Yeah,
it's really
everything
good.
plays really well together.
I'm vaping too, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm super impressed. So Block 15 out of Corvallis, Oregon. They're killing it with this. This is just
man.
nice.
It's really, really nice. This is a good camping beer.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like that's kind of the theme of the beers that we're drinking today. Maybe they're like camping beers.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we had pancakes this morning, and that was like...
And the pancake beer.
Because we were making pancakes with sausage, and that was delicious. So
Yeah, and this afternoon, well, we're snacking on also, what is this? Stone Riders, or sorry, Stone Ridge. Stone Ridge Cheese Cellar. Bacon sweet bourbon chipotle cheese curds. It is not altering the flavor of this beer at all. It's just very good. When you're in Wisconsin, you got to get curds.
Yeah.
And you got to drink beer.
Good. And
gotta
so we
camp.
had Tony and I both had our first experience in going to a Woodman's in Wisconsin.
Holy
and
shit.
Blown away, I would say. And not just by okay, yeah, it's a grocery store, but when we went into the bacon and the sausage and the cheese aisle, it was enormous,
It's insane.
ridiculous.
And their beer selection.
Oh yeah, was also
It's like its own liquor store.
yeah.
Why? People had talked about Woodman's, but no one ever really told me about Woodman's.
Yeah.
What to experience and what to expect. It is probably the coolest shopping experience for Brandon and I are pretty excited about it. I was telling him this morning. We got up at about we slept kind of early.
Little after 7.
We went to bed early last night. We were in bed by 9.
It was a long drive, and
it was a long drive, and then we had some beers and ate a giant cowboy steak that we split.
which was delicious, by the way.
That was a lot of fun.
Thanks for cooking that, Tony.
No problem. That was a cast iron experiment on this little Coleman propane grill, and we found out if you cut it off the bone, it'll cook better, and it did. And so we're actually going to do that again tonight because we got one more. But just going, we went to bed early, about 9:30ish.
Yeah, roughly.
Other than me waking up at 2 and
Sleeping in the car.
going in the car. We got up finally about 7:00, and I told Brandon, I was like, we were undecided on how when we were going to leave tomorrow, what time. But I got to be honest, I'm so excited to go back to Woodman's and there's a beer there in particular that stood out to me. Number one, we got a new Glarus beer that Jeff's daughter Christina was trying to get, and I was able to find it for her. She always brings me back beer when she goes to Wisconsin, so I figured I'd pay it forward and do the same. But there's a beer there that Brandon bought for me a long time ago. Man, when I say a long time ago, I think 4 or 5 years at this point. Belching Beaver's Phantom Bride, I think Phantom Bride, which is a collaboration with the band The Deftones.
Yep.
And Brandon brought some back from California when he was traveling for work more often, pre-pandemic.
Yep.
And they happened to have 6-packs of it there, and they had a lot of them. And I was going to buy some to bring here, but then I said, screw it. I'm actually going to buy it because we had plenty of beer. We bought a case of Moon Man and some other random goodies.
Excuse me.
Bless you. So yeah, I'm excited about the fact that is there and I can go and grab it. But there was just so many other really good beers. Not to mention, as we're approaching, October.
Yeah, we had a hard time choosing, especially when it came to we thought, all right, we're camping. Let's bring.
What are we gonna drink?
Well, let's bring an Oktoberfest beer. And we actually, we ended up with Pauliner.
Yeah.
Their fest beer.
There was also Rheingeist had their
which we don't see in Chicago.
There were 2 beers that I saw there that we don't get in Chicago.
Yeah.
So hey guys, come on. We clearly enjoy your beer. We're trying to push it to get everybody else to drink it too. But let's get some of those beers.
Bring
Chicago,
Illinois to love.
Please.
Chicago.
Yeah, there's a ton
Chicago
of Oktoberfest beers. There were a ton of pumpkin beers. As much as we have said that, weighing in on whether or not we're doing another pumpkin beer episode after last year, it's looking like we're doing a pumpkin beer episode.
Yeah, I mean, just everything has a pumpkin beer at this point. Well, and it's
this is so good. I'm drinking this so fast for a 13.12 beer.
Yeah, 13.12. Great.
13.2. Sorry. 2.5.
Yeah, this beer is fucking phenomenal. So, not to stray away from talking about Block 15, but so like I said, this beer I got a couple of months ago. One of a buddy of mine, one of my employees,
not a podcast employee.
Not Clark. He lives in Corvallis, and he's a regular at Block 15. I thank him for that. And he literally I had sent him a bunch of random beers, and he had sent me some back, and this was just I'd been holding on to this for a while, and I was waiting for a time that we can do this on an episode, and this just kind of worked out like perfectly. Like, we probably could have done this, like, if we wanted to record during breakfast. Yeah, we could have done, because breakfast with Hayden, I can see how this would go. Like, if we were eating our pancakes and our sausage, but we don't want to eat on an episode. Like crazy.
Yeah, we were pretty close to cooking up the sausages that we have, which I'm gonna double check what sausage we got. Keep going, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, so this beer just worked out great. And the flavor on it, the malt bill, the coffee, the maple, like everything just comes through like really well in a very good blended way. Like, I don't know if Block 15 submitted this for something for
They should have.
Great American Beer Fest, but like, you should have. Like, if you didn't, you should have, because for me, this is fucking a winner.
Yeah, this is killer, man. I wish almost that we would have saved this for an after the final pour with Clark, because I think Clark would have appreciated this as well.
Yeah.
Also, their bacon cheddar jalapeno brats we got.
Yes!
Because we can't just go simple. Nothing that we've done on this trip so far has been simple, except for putting together the tent.
Yeah. Which we did half-assedly,
Yeah,
but
it worked.
still, it's
It
standing.
works. Got the rain cover on it, which it looks like, I don't know, there's some clouds in the sky. We might get a little rain. It cooled off a little bit, but I'm going to build a
Starts
fire
raining,
soon.
this podcast might end early.
Yeah, we'll just bring it into the tent. You'll just hear the little, it'll become like a...
Intermission.
Yeah, no, it'll be like soothing. Brandon and I will talk real close and low to the microphone so you can hear the rain hitting the tent flaps. Like, welcome to the malting hour in the rain.
Let's assume that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. This is good, man. This is awesome. It is the color of. It looks like there's oil in my glass. My
'Cause it
cup.
is.
My cup.
It's oil.
It's thick, but a light body. If that makes sense. The mouth, there's like a big, nice mouthfeel to it, but it doesn't feel like I'm drinking a heavy, syrupy, thick, sweet stout. This is by no means a sweet stout, but it has, vanilla and cocoa in there and coffee.
And like I said, that all comes
The
through,
maple.
like,
Yeah.
but very pleasantly.
Yeah. The coffee and the cocoa nibs are, I think, what I'm tasting the most
Yep,
and what I enjoy
I agree.
the most. I think I said vanilla, but there is there vanilla in here? Did I say that earlier?
I don't know. I feel like
No, there's no vanilla in this.
even if there's not, I feel like when you do cocoa nibs and like all these other adjuncts, like vanilla is just kind of something that comes out.
Especially with the bourbon barrel aged
Yeah.
beer. Like there's you get vanilla notes from bourbon. I'm having another cheese curd.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thanks.
But yeah, I feel like that just kind of comes through, and it's I don't want to say, what's the word? An overlying like flavor that kind of just like permeates, but it's not bad. It's very complimentary to the entire beer. So
Yeah, the roastiness and the bitterness that's coming through is really nice.
So, Tony,
Yeah.
if somebody was to meet you on the street and ask you how you would rate this beer, 1 out of 5 or 0 out of 5, I guess, like, how would you rate this beer?
4.75.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I don't. The only reason why I don't give it a full 5 is that I wish there was just a little. I'm going to use the word a little bit more balance of sweet and bitterness. But I really do like. It's like a dark chocolate type of beer.
So my missing characteristic would be I would like a little more barrel characteristic, like a little more of the umph from the barrel,
Sure.
like some of the woodiness, and I'm not getting that. Now, I don't know if that would be more present, like if we drink it fresh,
And if we let it warm up
or
too.
yeah.
It's not a knock. I mean, that's why I feel like a 4.75, having it 8 months after it was actually bottled.
Yeah.
This probably would have, maybe if we had a fresh, probably would have been a 5, but that's not a knock on the beer. I figure if you had a beer that sits like this for 8 months and it still turns out tasting this well.
No, but putting this up to other barrel aged beers that we've tried, like this is up there.
I will say that
And
this could be, for me,
Yep.
a contender for the Maltese this year.
Okay.
For one of my favorite beers
What's-
or a favorite stout.
What I was going to say is,
Digging in the bag of...
if we tried this against like Bourbon County or whatever, like I feel like I don't know. Like, I feel like Bourbon County has more of that.
Barrel.
Yeah, the barrel
Yeah.
comes through a little bit more, and I think that's the only way that like I would like choose that over this. But like even then, like this is something if they haven't like seriously if they haven't like this should be going to Great American Beer Festival because this is a phenomenal beer.
I also think you need to reach out to your friend there and see when they do these Super Nebulas. Try and get us some more.
Send us more.
Yeah, and also whatever the regular nebula that they do, their Nebula Stout, I'd like to try to know what the difference is because this really just comes off as a really nice dark chocolate beer.
Yeah,
with some
totally.
with some bourbon flavor in
100%.
there, and the bitterness from coffee. Like there's a roastiness. It's nice. It's a very nice beer. I like it a lot, and
I want more of it. Like literally, I wish we had another can or bottle and we like just do this whole episode just chatting about this beer. Like,
And again at 13.25%, you and I finished that pretty easily.
yeah, it doesn't drink like that.
No, that was awesome. That was really, really good. So Black 15, where's Black 15 again? In Oregon?
Corvallis, Oregon.
Well, thank you, Black 15. And thank you, Brandon, for sharing this with me. And thanks to your employee and friend who also sent this to us. We'll be requiring
Thanks,
more.
Mike.
Yeah, Black 15, I've had a couple of beers with Brandon from them. I don't really care for spruce tip beers, but Brandon and I had a spruce tip beer the first time. It was one of the first Black 15 beers I had, and that was also very good. And I'm almost positive we also had some other type of IPA or something from Black 15 that was really good. Do you have a sour from Black 15 or something? Do you have another Black 15 beer at your house in the beer
I
fridge?
do.
There was something in there that I saw.
Yep,
I didn't
it's
see
a
this
sour.
one.
It's a sour.
Yeah, and that I'd love to try because I feel like all the styles that I've had from them so far have hit very well. Like I don't hear much about Black 15 other than from you.
No, because like I think their
Oh man,
distribution
I
is
just
so
realized
local.
what you pulled out. Sorry, go ahead.
So their
Distribution.
distribution is
Brandon's gonna get through this whole episode being able to form full sentences.
it's so local.
Yeah. It's local.
It's local. It's so local. Like I don't know if you can really get it many other places. Like,
But I mean, there's other breweries that are hyper local that you still hear about. But,
but I mean, they won.
Yeah.
Not for this, but they did get a medal at Great American Beer
For their
Festival.
alt beer.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Congratulations, Black 15. Thank you for this beer. I am super excited about the beer that you just brought out, Brandon, because we're hopefully finally going to be able to talk to these guys. And if we can't not bring a local beer with us.
Of course.
And this marks kind of a big deal for them because they have just restarted doing their barrel age releases.
Yep.
Correct? Brandon, I will let you introduce this because you're the man.
Yeah, so we have Phantom Unicorn from Pipeworks Brewing, which is a barrel-aged imperial stout.
Which was literally just released.
Yeah, I picked it up Friday.
Yeah.
No, Thursday, sorry. But it is a barrel-aged imperial stout with lactose, vanilla, and cocoa nibs, brewed and canned in Chicago, Illinois. Pipeworks Brewing, 2021, Pipeworks Brewing Company.
You're losing interest
reading
in
the
that,
disclaimer.
reading that.
Anyways, so so for those that don't know, I think Pipeworks in 2018 I guess they had a mishap, and like some of their barrel aged beers just had some off flavors, and they had to do a bunch of refunds, and it was not good for them, and they needed to do a reset on their entire program, and they did. And I think last year, they restarted it. I mean,
We got stuff bouncing around in the background. Don't worry.
pandemic
Okay.
time, I mean, I guess that's probably a good time to do it. Like
Now, and the other thing is that what I like about Pipeworks is that they have continually, they have a whole bunch of really good beers that come out. If you guys haven't had Pipeworks, I mean, right off the bat, if you can hear that, Brandon is like
Licking his fingers.
of this beer.
No beer goes to waste.
Ninja vs. Unicorn is probably their most well-known beer. Oh my God, that's pouring oil as
That's
well.
like oil.
That is like thick black oil.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's insane.
Sorry.
But they do a lot of sweet stouts as well, and sours and fun other things. And they've not stopped doing that. It's been pretty awesome. I've S'more Money, S'more Problems is probably one of my. Actually, that's a very good beer. But I was going to say that was one of my favorites. One of my favorites is the Fluffo sandwich that they do with the peanut butter and marshmallow stout. It's nice to see some barrel-aged beers from them coming back, and the fact that they recognize they maybe had an issue and decided, we need to start from scratch, start over, let's do this, because their barrel-aged beers have always been on point, very good. I know we've talked maybe about a couple of them at this point. I don't know anymore I can't believe how many episodes we've done where I can't reference what we've talked about.
We've gone back, because I've had a lot of, for those,
you and I have had a bunch of Pipeworks beers off, Mike.
That too. But so I'm a Friends with Benefits, because I contributed to Pipeworks when they originally were launching their brewery. So what that does is it gives me early access usually to their barrel age release and special releases and stuff like that. So I almost all the time take part in that. And then I literally was thinking the other day, I was like, why have I not seen anything on Pipeworks? And I got that email. I was like, oh my God, it's happening. They're back. And I knew there were some issues in 2018 and they were doing some refunds, but I didn't know they canceled their barrel program, but fine by me, because they came back and they released this Phantom Unicorn.
Yeah, sorry, I had to move the can to get close.
That's okay.
I'm keeping all the stuff together.
Yeah, so they just released Phantom Unicorn, and I'm super excited about it. I haven't tasted it yet. I think Tony took a sip.
I just took a sip, and I'm going to let Brandon take a sip so I can talk about it for a second. I'm blown away. I am blown away. Not that I'm blown away by the fact that, oh my God, this is a Pipeworks stout, but I always come to expect really good things from their barrel-aged beers. But this beer in particular.
I took a sip.
Yeah.
Holy hell. This is amazing. The flavor profile, I'm getting, you know what I get in a pleasant way, and I normally don't enjoy it, is lactose, but I'm getting the lactose, and it's
you and I have
it's
used
really well.
You and I have used lactose in beers, and I've got a love-hate relationship with lactose in beers. My stomach likes to tell me sometimes, dude, you've had a lot of lactose, and then there's a lot of gas that gets passed.
Yeah.
I'm being completely honest. So when I see lactose in beers, sometimes it's off-putting because my stomach just doesn't really like it. But also some people, some breweries use a lot of lactose. They lean on it a bit too much, or it's too sweet. This is
a perfect fucking
this
balance.
is really fucking good,
Yeah.
man. This is really good. And also the price point on this 16-ounce can was $9.
Yep.
Now, sure, barrel-aged beers, I don't want to say they're a dime a dozen, but there are a lot of barrel-aged beers out there, and some are more expensive than others. I'm not going to name any breweries to throw anybody under the bus, but there are some barrel-aged beers that get released
and people just
for a fucking 12-ounce bottle, and it's $100.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying who it is, and you can figure it out if you're a craft beer drinker. That shit pisses me off.
Yep.
Because a beer like this, all the work and time that they spent putting this beer together, and they're selling it at $9 for a 16-ounce can, blows my fucking mind.
100%.
And again, Pipeworks is they're in New York now, right?
What? Yeah. They're distributing it.
I like how you questioned it, and then you were
like, "No, they're not in New York." But yes, they are
That is
distributing
the
it.
opening clip of the show right there. What's the time on that? Where are we at on the time?
28:55.
Perfect. So now I have a chance to go back and look. What? Yeah, they're in New York. Yeah, I mean,
distributing.
Yeah. But the fact that a beer like this is selling for $9, and Sure. There's a special place in our heart for Pipeworks because we happen to know the guys who started Pipeworks, and you're still in touch with Garrett. And
Garrett will at one point be on the show.
absolutely. And I mean, Pipeworks beers end up. There's not a year that goes by that I don't maybe buy. Out of 12 months, 6 of those months, Pipeworks ends up in my house or a purchase. I'll see something from Pipeworks. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna grab that. Especially going back to Ninja vs Unicorn, and when they just have an amazing lineup of beers, and all their fun beers that they do, the single cans that they sell for the Fluffo sandwich I think is about $7 or $8.
Yeah.
But that's a big sweet imperial stout where they add all those adjuncts to it, and it's not like coinly sweet. It's not something where I could actually drink that one on my own. I like sharing it with people. We've done you and I think have drank S'mores Bunny, S'more Problems, or the Fluffo sandwich.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, we might have done one of those after the final pour or something.
Yeah, but their price point is literally. So when I look at price points, my go-to is usually Lagunitas.
Yeah,
because Lagunitas is like they're so low, but I'm like, it's so you get so much for the value.
Absolutely.
And then right above that, I'm like, dude, Pipeworks is they're not overcharging people. They're not trying to
absolutely
become millionaires off their fucking beer. But I'm like, dude, they're selling it at a price point that people will buy it right away and enjoy it.
I want to buy.
I appreciate them doing that.
How many cans did you get, Brandon?
2.
Oh, thank God.
But apparently it's available in liquor stores now.
No. I mean, I'll probably buy one as well, but in case I can't get my hands on it, I'm just, just think of me. I know you're already sharing this one with me, but just think of me for the next time.
Yeah, but dude,
it's so good.
I'm just so impressed.
This is
because I text you the moment I got that email. I was like, dude, $8.99 for a 16-ounce can.
That was my reply. You sent it to me. You're like, whoa. And I replied, I was like, oh yeah, you had mentioned the price. I was like, I can't believe it's $9 for the 16-ounce can. I told a coworker of mine, and he was like, yeah, but $9 for a 16-ounce can. I go, yeah, man, but
compared to whatever other people are selling,
well, think about Bourbon County. Bourbon County is, again,
they're in 12-ounce bottles.
What's that?
They're in 12-ounce bottles. Bourbon County is in 12-ounce bottles.
Again? No, they're 16.9. 16.9. Sorry, we're camping and we're drinking a lot.
Yep.
But that's what I'm saying. Bourbon County is 16 point. It's a full pint. So this is just underneath a pint.
Yeah.
And it is that is an actual full pint. This is 16.9. So this is a pint as well. Holy shit. So Bourbon County goes for $10.99, anywhere from $9.99 to $12.99.
Yeah. Yep.
Roughly speaking, which rightfully so. A lot of work goes into that, not to take away from what Pipeworks does, but that price point where people line up to drink Bourbon County, and we do the same thing. We let you guys know, listening to the show,
we love our Goose Island.
We love our Goose Island. We love our Bourbon County.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck about the AB InBev shit. I love a lot of the stuff that they're doing. But this Phantom Unicorn, this is hitting everything, and maybe because it's super fresh also, this is hitting everything that I feel like that you and I were saying we might have missed from the Block 15 because it had been 8 months old. But I don't want to compare them side by side because they're not the same beer, but it is a barrel-aged Imperial Stout, and this one clocks in, by the way, at 14.3. Brandon and I are going hard on a Sunday afternoon in a cloudy fucking island in Wisconsin.
And it's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You guys missed out. If we would have recorded last night, it would have been you had some mariachi music in the background.
There was a lot going on here last night.
We spent a lot of time screaming, telling people to turn music down.
We became old men.
We were the old guys.
We were the old guys. Actually,
turn it down so we can turn our music up.
Respectfully so. They turned it down a little bit, and then as the night went on, they turned it down.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of chilled out. But everybody's trying to be out here, have a good time. So we get it. It was just very loud.
Yeah,
just very loud. Anyways, that's not why we're doing this podcast.
It was fun.
This is really good. I really like it, and I want more of it for sure. I don't know if they do a lot of the unicorn beers. I don't know if this is this their first like unicorn beer that is
A stout?
barrel aged? Yeah, like a stout beer.
Well, so we'll put this question out there for
So throw it out
Garrett.
here right now. Clark did just check into a beer. Clark is not with us, but I figured since he's checking into something, he just checked into Unseen Shores. It's an Imperial Double New England IPA from Old Irving.
Ooh.
And he might be a teeny bit sweet for me, but definitely punchy. And he gave it 4 out of 5.
All right.
So Clark, you were a part of this episode. We miss you, buddy.
So
I do. I don't know if Brandon does.
no, it's a good question to like ask Garrett. Like, a lot of their beers are something unicorn, ninja, unicorn, like all that stuff. So how, like, where did the name come from? And is there some underlying thing?
I mean, the Barrel Age series been missing for a while. A phantom is something that a ghost of some sort, and so there's a phantom unicorn. Maybe that marks the return of their Barrel Age program. So I think that makes a lot of sense.
Totally.
It's a really, really cool. Actually, the Block 15 also is a very cool label. But I love all of Pipeworks artwork. It's super cool, and this one
does not disappoint.
Does not disappoint at all. I don't even know, how do we go to another beer after this? I mean, I feel like we're just
We drink some Yingling? No, we drank all the Yingling.
we drank the we drank the Yingling. There's a lot going on here. I will say this: it's something we don't do very often. We did it last time with Jeff because we played the commercial. I think so. You and I can enjoy this beer. Let's take a break. And we're back! Wow, there it was. In the open air of Washington Island. How you feeling, Brandon?
Okay.
Fantastic. We're back. After having those two very big beers, we're going to... Oh, man, there's a bee by my head right now. Jeez. All right,
Bees love you.
Yeah,
Bees
bees
love
do
you.
love me. They're going to love this one because it's a sweet one. It's with fruit. We decided that, not we decided, I had to pick up a beer for, everybody's favorite guest, Jeff, his daughter Christina, who goes up to Wisconsin regularly, and she brings me back a bunch of beer. She'll bring me back Spotted Cow, she'll bring me back Raspberry Tart, Cranbic, Apple Fin, whatever it's pronounced, how it's pronounced. A bunch of New Glarus beers, and there was one in particular that she was looking for, is Pear 21, and so that's what Brandon and I are now about to drink, because we're going to slow it down from the giant stouts that we have been consuming on this episode. So we're going to switch it up, do a pear beer. Now, we can't we can't be in Wisconsin camping and not buy New
Glarus.
Glarus. I mean, when we got up here, before we got up here, we had the discussion of, when people come up to Wisconsin, some people, I mean, spotted cow is delicious, but Brandon and I just tried spotted cow on draft when we went to Nelson's. Is it
Yep.
pronounced Nelson's?
Yep.
Nelson's Hall for the bitter shot. They had spotted cow on draft. It's much better on draft than it is in
Totally.
a bottle. Like
Totally.
it tasted fantastic. And I don't know if I could have spotted cow any other way, unfortunately, because the only way we can have it in Chicago is in bottles. But we decided that we were going to grab some other stuff, so we grabbed Moon Man, because Moon Man is one of our favorite pale ales, especially from New Glarus, one of our favorite beers from them. But it is a fantastic pale ale. But they do all these other beers throughout the year with fruits and wild fermentation. So Pear 20, Pear 21 is a beer I've never had from them. Brandon, have you ever had this one?
I don't think so.
Yeah, neither. I have not had it, and we're gonna give it a try. I'll see if I can. My old man eyes can read this. Luscious notes of pear totter between sweet decadence and a bright orchard tartness. The perfect balance of 5 pear varieties traveled from Pacific Northwest to ferment in our wild fruit cave. American wheat and barley malted in Wisconsin and Minnesota. What does this say? Politely. Oh, phones are vibrating over here. Oh man, I totally lost where I was at on this. Politely support the pear perfection inspired by Berliner Weiss styles and brewing the creative genius of our brewmaster, Dan Carey. Sorry, Dan. I knew your last name, but I didn't. A rare and unique triumph to celebrate the return of sunny days. So I'm assuming that Pear 21 came out a little earlier this month or this year, which is why the 4-pack that we saw at Woodman's was the only 4-pack they had. So I'm gonna give my first sip here. Oh my god.
It's good. It's good.
Oh my god. Excuse me. That is like straight up delicious pear juice.
Yep.
Oh my god. That tastes like you're biting into a fresh pear. This is man, if you like pear,
Yeah.
this is insane. I can't
It's borderlining on like it's juice.
yeah, it really is. It feels like I'm drinking straight up pear juice.
Yeah.
I've never had this before.
Not in a bad way.
No,
Like-
no, in a great way.
Yeah.
In an absolute great way. I'm trying to see if I can find if there is the ABV on this. Hold on, let's see. Oh, there we go. Pear 21 ABV. It's 4%. Yeah, this is awesome, man. This is like a really good. I don't think I've ever had pear in a beer before.
Yeah.
If you guys have never had any of the other New Glarus beers other than Spotted Cow or Moon Man or Two Women, you're missing out. I mean, their Scream Double IPA is really good. The Wisconsin Belgian Red is probably my favorite beer from them. I have a Cranbic from last year that I'm really looking forward to having maybe this Thanksgiving. Their Strawberry Rhubarb, Strawberry Tart, Serendipity. Their wild beers are amazing, and their fruited beers are amazing. The wild fruited everything they do is really, really tasty. It's just really good beer, and I think the only one I didn't really love, which I think I have one more left, is it was a honey beer that they did. Nectar.
Yep.
Nectar is good. It's just super sweet, and
Yeah.
I don't love it. It's not like, super sweet where it's like, oh my god, I did say it's super sweet, but it's not like overly sweet. It's just sweet for me. Nectar was just a little bit too much for me, but this pear beer is awesome. This makes me want to like eat a pear.
Yeah. I mean, just the flavor itself is like...
Stupid phone. Sorry, guys. My phone's vibrating things over here.
Yeah, I mean, I can't get over how much it's like pear. Dude, like I can't like.
Yeah,
it's like I want to describe other flavors, but I can't because I'm like,
no, it's just
it's pear juice.
the 5 different types of pears they use for this, and then let it ferment. It's amazing, man. It's really really good.
Yeah, this was pulled off phenomenally. Like,
Absolutely, I absolutely love it. And I think Jeff's daughter will also agree. I think she's going to be happy that I've got 2 bottles for her because, well, maybe 3. We'll see. We'll see if the other one gets drunk before we head back because it's a good dessert beer, you know? Like,
Totally.
This would be nice to
100%.
have anytime, man. On a hot summer day. Welcome to the Hot Summer
Yeah.
Day Beer Podcast. It is sweet. It is pretty sweet, but
Totally.
pears are sweet, you know? And what I like about it is that, you know, when you eat a pear, it's kind of gritty. I like the way pears taste, but having a beer like this is very unique. I've never had anything else like this, and I absolutely love it. I can't say enough about it. I kind of wish we had. I already purchased the Wisconsin Belgian Red because that is hands down probably my favorite New Belgium beer because it tastes like you're drinking liquid Jolly Ranchers, and I think a liquid cherry Jolly Ranchers. If I'm not mistaken, it's 4.5% or 4%, so it's somewhere around where the ABV is on this beer. Wanted to check when I had to edit out that cough. This is delicious. I really like it.
Have another?
Not right now. But I do want one more beer. And that last beer is in that Bears cooler. You know which one it is that I'm going to ask you to pull out there, buddy.
Going to the moon.
We're going to the moon. And, you know, it's nice that we're wrapping. You know, if you guys can't tell, those 2 fucking very big beers that we had in the beginning have kind of not slowed us down, but boy, it really does shift gears when it comes to recording an episode. We took that quick break, and you know, here we are. We're trying to shop these other beers. Oh my god!
But we're going lower and lower each time.
Absolutely. Everything's cool. This next one, as we had mentioned earlier, is mine and Brandon's favorite beer when it comes to regular New Glarus beers that are available. Although the Wisconsin Belgian Red is probably my favorite, but if there is one that I want to drink consistently all the time, if it was readily available to us in Chicago, which if you guys have ever watched the small documentary on their webpage, why New Glarus beers are not readily available in Chicago. Thank you, Chicago, for your crazy, crappy tier system of what seems like very mobster ways of distributing beer. New Glarus is not distributed in Chicago. Moon Man would be it, and that's what we're drinking. We are drinking New Glarus Moon Man No Coast Pale Ale. And here's a little description of it. Moon Man is a seriously cool cat. Always comfortable in his own skin. He never tries too hard. So cool, we named our No Coast Pale Ale after him. You hold a session beer with a bright, bold blend of 5 hops that flirt with... Oh, man. What is this? Obligany? Yeah, okay. With smooth, malty backside. I'll tell you this. It's just an easy fucking drinking beer. It is really good. It's probably one of the best pale ales since Sierra Nevada's pale ale. And we did a whole episode on pale ales way back in the beginning with the composer of the After the Final Pour theme song, Kevin Goggin. We did the whole, decades of pale ales. This did not make it on there because, honestly, this beer can probably be its own
Yep.
episode.
Agreed.
It's so good. I don't know what the hops are. In fact, I'm going to look that up right now. What are the hops in there?
It's just so easy drinking. Like,
It tastes like, I mean, it is, here we go. Grab some of those cards right there. Moon Man is made with 5 different hop varieties, 4 of them from Washington's Yakima Valley and a 5th in New Zealand. The brewer Kerry uses equal amounts of the 5 and the most added during dry hopping process involving nearly 2.25 pounds of hops per barrel. Holy
wow.
shit. So yeah, this is a session beer for sure. This reminds me of pale ale is my favorite style. I mean, there's a bunch of other styles that I'll go after as far as IPAs and hazy and those big imperial bourbon barrel aged stouts. But when I want beer, a lot of people go after lagers. I like lagers, but lagers are seasonal for me. I want to have it at that time. A pale ale I can have any day, every day. To me, that's what beer is. For a lot of people, lagers are beer-flavored beer. To me, pale ales are beer-flavored beers. And this
100%.
This goes up there with, Dale's Pale Ale, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. What other pale ales am I missing here? Fist City.
Yep.
Fist City is another really good pale ale. There's just, the pale ale is the equivalent, is the lager equivalent of craft beer.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that just makes sense to me. There are, craft lagers out there, and lagers have their flavors, and so do pale ales. But pale ales, you still get a very nice, diverse flavor and aroma profile where, to me, a lot of there are different lager profiles, but a lager kind of always tastes like a lager, where a pale ale you can get a lot more from it. So
yeah, 100%.
This one, as far as sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I agree with you 100. What's in my glass? We're camping and there's bugs in my glass.
Well, and we've been drinking a lot, so we're reaching that point.
But yeah, so this, like you said, this is the pinnacle, really, for me. And I don't Spotted Cow is great. We had it on tap, and it was great. It was great on tap.
It was amazing on tap.
But getting something to hang out when you're camping or whatever, like Moon Man, it's dude, Moon Man, Moon Man is where it's at.
I don't know what part now to use for the beginning of the podcast,
I don't know.
because that was the greatest camping drinking description anyone has ever given of a beer.
Moon Man is where it's at.
Yeah. You said nothing, but you said everything. Because you're absolutely right. No, you said it. No, you're absolutely right. Moon Man is fantastic. No Coast Pale Ale. It is just a solid beer, and this kind of encompasses what I enjoy about craft beer.
Yeah, and people that are pale ale drinkers,
That's one of our phones going off. Sorry.
Cheers. Pale ale drinkers. This is where it's at.
Yeah, this is it. This is if you love Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale. I'm not saying that they're similar, but the simplicity, but also the complexity of Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale is also like New Glarus Moon Man.
Yeah, but specifically for people that go to say, oh, I gotta get Spotted Cow, dude,
Switch
try Moon Man.
And also
try Moon Man. It'll change your life.
Just to prove that we're
or two women.
I was just gonna say, just to prove I'm not a lager hater, because you know what I had said. A lager is a lager is a lager to a certain degree. I love Dovetail, all of their German lagers and all their beers are
100%.
But Two Women is from New Glarus is a fantastic lager, very very good.
Yep.
Spotted Cow is fantastic, but to me, Moon Man is better.
I agree.
So, no offense, New Glarus or New Glarus fans. Spotted Cow is very good, and I have a neighbor who I mean, other than I have two neighbors who give me.
You got neighbors?
I've got two neighbors who give me Spotted Cow regularly, and I love it. I drink it, and I absolutely love it. I'm such a fan of it. But if they were to come back with Moon Man, I would be forever more grateful, I should say. But yeah, so that's it, man. That's it. That's our. Sorry, we're getting to the point. I mean, we had those two fucking big beers.
Yeah,
we need some food.
We literally winded down.
Yeah, we winded down, and now we got to wind back up because now we got to cook some food, and it's very early in the afternoon. We got a long day ahead of us, and maybe some more recording to do. But Brandon, I love you, man.
Love you too.
I love we did some camping. This is fun. Looking forward to making this an annual thing, man.
Camping's
great. All right, see you guys next time. This is episode 60-something. Woo!
Bye.
This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us on social media platforms individually. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, on Untapped, BDub Drinks Beer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Asa Phelps Chicago. On Twitter, The Asa Phelps Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at The Malting Hour.